Good evening. My name is Charlie Kirk. I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live, would you want her to go through that?
The baby would be delivered. Happening all the time in urban America. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact. Now, the southern border is, of course, the great replacement. They're trying to replace us demographically. They're trying to make the country less white. It is an anti-white agenda.
Charlie Kirk, the Republican Party's sweetheart.
What does being trans even mean? We must ban trans-affirming care the entire country.
Once touted as the future of America's MAGA movement.
We want to thank Charlie Kirk because he is working so hard.
Now a victim of a new, polarized America.
Breaking news from the United States, where popular right-wing media figure Charlie Kirk has been assassinated while speaking at a university campus in Utah.
You know how many mass shootings there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence?
Meeting his end horrifically in front of a crowd of thousands.
Go, run, run! Oh!
In a nation armed, angry, and endlessly divided,
Stop!
His assassination was more than a tragedy. It was a warning.
Our nation is broken.
And it signaled a violent shift in American politics. In a time of great uncertainty, has America crossed a line into something more radical, more violent than we have seen before?
What you are seeing in the United States is what I call the slippery slope of political violence.
Thank you, God, for Charlie Kirk!
My friends, for Charlie, we must remember that he is a hero to the United States of America and he is a martyr for the Christian faith. Thank you.
Joe Biden should be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America.
To his supporters, he was fearless.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
To his critics, he was deliberately inflammatory and dangerous.
Nancy Pelosi and Democrats, they said they need to use the Chinese coronavirus.
Either way, Charlie Kirk understood the power of provocation.
And it did come from China, and it came from a laboratory, and Dr. Fauci should be in prison.
Despite his controversial views, he was one of the most influential conservatives in American politics after a rise to fame that began 13 years ago.
I had no money, no connections, no idea what I was doing. Started this when I was 18. Started to realize there was a big need, that the country was in serious shape.
In 2012, he founded Turning Point USA, an organization created to mobilize America's conservative youth.
Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge.
This was just the beginning of a career which led him to become the poster boy for the next generation of MAGA followers.
You want a hat? Thank you. Yeah, great.
Kirk's rise was fueled by direct appeals to young people online, touring college campuses around America.
If you come into the country uninvited, you have committed a crime and you are a criminal. So there are 0 genders, 2 sexes, infinite personalities.
He would debate students and post the clashes on YouTube.
Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
Amassing over 1 billion views.
Join me in welcoming the next Vice President of the United States.
And this growing clout earned him access to the inner sanctum of the MAGA movement, even earning the Trump stamp of approval.
I want to thank Charlie Kirk because he is working so hard.
Kirk used his large social media presence to attract younger voters to the Republican Party and helped secure victory in the 2024 US presidential election.
We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
In September this year, Charlie Kirk visited the campus of Utah Valley University. Utah is known for its conservative and deeply religious views. Most of its 3.5 million residents have voted Republican in every election since 1968.
That's a lot of people, Utah.
For Charlie Kirk, it was friendly territory. This was home ground. 3,000 people had gathered to hear Charlie Kirk speak at the start of his American comeback tour. a string of debates on college campuses across the country.
You guys know how it works. Open mic. We're going to be here for a couple hours, so get comfortable.
The day was meant to be no different from any other debate. Young Americans lining up to clash with Charlie Kirk in front of the masses. 15 minutes in, Kirk was asked a question by student Hunter Kozak.
Do you know how many mass shootings there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence?
A singular shot to Kirk's neck. Kirk slumped back immediately. He was fatally injured. The crowd reacted in terror.
There's been a shooting, we heard shots.
They talked about transgender gun violence. You just hear the gunshot and you just see his neck just like open up and there's just like so much blood that just came out.
I did for a brief second see Charlie's head like slump over and then the crowd just pushed back. It was a stampede.
I heard a gunshot and everybody started like running in like a mob.
Kirk's lifeless body was immediately pulled into a car. Local police immediately swarmed the campus. The area was officially declared a crime scene.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger.
One of the Republican Party's own had died.
Heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah.
America's commander-in-chief, sensing the gravity of the situation, was quick to address the nation.
Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate.
Thank you, God, for Charlie Kirk!
And so began the outpouring of grief.
Amazing grace, how sweet.
I don't believe anyone should be persecuted for their beliefs.
Free speech shouldn't be violated.
Father, we pray for Erica, Charlie's young widow, their two precious children.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
With all sides of politics condemning this act of political violence.
This is horrific. This is awful. And the assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America.
God bless Australia. God bless Charlie Kirk.
Including in Sydney, Australia.
I really admire him. He's so knowledgeable, he's articulate.
I think it's very important that people share views and respect each other's opinion.
And as Kirk's supporters mourned, a police manhunt commenced.
My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity.
There was one shot fired, one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual,
resulting in the immediate arrest of a suspect who was later released without charge.
Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect.
Not long after the false start, the FBI released CCTV images of a man they believed was involved in the shooting.
But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you.
More vision soon emerged of a figure positioned on a roof opposite Charlie Kirk's stage, then quickly fleeing the scene.
We will try you, and we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law.
I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody.
But it wasn't exactly the authorities who secured his capture.
The 22-year-old was turned in by a family member after he apparently admitted to carrying out this attack.
A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson was arrested and the manhunt was officially over.
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
This is the person who allegedly assassinated Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, a Utah local from a Mormon and Republican family.
kid was smart, quiet. He never caused any problems.
CCTV captured Robinson's movements throughout the day.
Investigators reviewed additional video footage and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th.
It's now up to authorities to prove Robinson was the killer and, crucially, work out why he did it.
If you look at the perpetrators of political violence, the truth is there's no narrow set of demographics, there's no narrow set of profiles.
Robert Pape is an expert in political violence at the University of Chicago. Chillingly, just 3 months before the assassination, he predicted an act of political violence like this would happen.
What you really have with political violence are typically individuals who are volatile individuals. They are volatile for their own mix of psychosocial reasons, but they are also influenced by broad trends in the public, or you could say public opinion or public attitudes.
According to officials, Robinson's political interests had become more progressive over the last year. He was said to have started to embrace gay and trans rights.
We do know that the roommate that we had originally talked about, we can confirm that that roommate, a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female.
Robinson texted his roommate before handing himself in, allegedly admitting his role in the murder.
You weren't the one who did it, right?
I am. I'm sorry.
I thought they caught the person.
No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering.
Why?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it.
Inside Robinson's gun, which was dumped in a nearby wooded area, were 4 bullet casings with various etchings, each with different niche references to the internet and pop culture.
On a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this?" ? Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch! ! Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
It's unclear at this stage exactly what led Robinson to allegedly commit this crime, but academics have previously drawn links between social media use and acts of political violence.
Social media is creating a problem, but it's like throwing gasoline on the fire. It's not the fire itself. And what we find is about somewhere around 10 to 15% of the people who support political violence, and that's on both the right and the left, are heavy-duty users of social media.
Political commentator Robert Pape believes social media is just one cause of the drastic increase in acts of political violence in America.
Well, breaking fucking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the fantastic favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chucklefuck Kirk.
What you are seeing in the United States is what I call the slippery slope of political violence. You saw it strongly for the first time with the murder of the healthcare CEO with Luigi Mangione, where we broke thresholds of political violence. When they first found it was Mangione who shot the healthcare CEO, they thought this was like akin to a workplace shooting. Well, there must have been something that the United Healthcare company had done wrong to him as an individual or his family. Nothing could be further from the truth.
The parallels between Robinson and Mangione are stark.
He's your classic social justice warrior. He was generally upset about how the healthcare system had been treating people. There was no personal connection here whatsoever.
And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
And many people, after Mangione was picked up, were stunned that he was posing for the cameras, thinking of himself as kind of a Robin Hood-like figure. What you were seeing is the widening now of potential targets, victims of political violence.
Luigi! Luigi!
When Mangione assassinated the United Healthcare CEO, he had many sympathizers.
I thought I would share my experience with some of the that United Healthcare has put me through.
6 months before my mom died, her health insurance let her know that all of the things that she had been prescribed and insured for the last 10, 15 years of her life were no longer going to be covered.
And there were similar levels of support for Tyler Robinson.
People that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
The more public support there is for political violence in the body politic, the more likely is there going to be political violence, and the more dangerous it will be, because these volatile individuals can be nudged over the edge.
These perpetrators are not limited to one side of the political spectrum.
Drop the hammer.
Wearing body cameras, police showed up at the home of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Would find the same with the Pelosi attack. The person who tried to assassinate Nancy Pelosi in October 2022. She was not home, but this attacker almost killed her husband.
What is going on right now?
I'm not getting an answer on call.
You would find a very similar set of dynamics. Volatile individual, this one steeped in MAGA propaganda, that is pro-Trump propaganda. Again, it's because of this mix of the volatile individual with the perception that there's a community that really supports violence for this purpose.
The landscape of American politics is changing drastically.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before,
and Kirk's killing has shifted the MAGA base even further to the right.
You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
When communities are wounded, they go through kind of a set of stages. And that stages start out with sorrow and grief, and then that can morph into anger, especially at perceived enemies.
Bring Jimmy back! Bring Jimmy back!
If you celebrate Charlie Kirk's death, you should not be protected from being fired for being a disgusting person.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them.
If we can't be bipartisan in condemning political violence, you're never going to get gun control. You got to start with the beginning of just simply condemning the evil on both sides that's been happening in the United States in this era of violent populism.
I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies, and love for those who persecute us.